It's 5:04. And this one is not overproofed yet, but I just want to bake one at this stage just to see what we got. So I depress pretty deeply in. And you can see where it's coming out pretty good. This dough has a lot of spring in it right now. I decided to proof this at 80 degrees. So I have this in another room right now. The dough's got a lot of pushback. Let's see. I'll be so bodacious as to go ahead and to try to score this right now. Let's see if I can do this. Okay, this is bake number 2. It's 5:34. So this is a half hour later than the first bake. Let's see what we got. Okay, let's see if I can score this with a little bit more confidence, but it ain't easy. Well, that's not too bad. Okay, that's bake number 2. Okay, it's 6:04, 30 minutes since the last bake. And this is bake number 3. You'll see that line on there. Since I have 2 of them, I have one here and one on the side in the couche because I've only got one. And I've got 8 doughs, so I'm having a difficult time. I can't just throw them over because I'd have to throw both of them over. So that line is from the dough knife. Turning it over. Let's see what we got on this one. Seems to be coming out a little slower. And I'm proofing these at 80 degrees, maybe sometime as high as 81. By the way, that last score came out pretty good, but I still didn't get the dadgum ear. So now I'm going to concentrate on laying the blade all the way over. Here goes the score. It is what it is. Okay, we're back again, half hour later. And this is bread number 4. I noticed that the skins are very, very soft. The last score wasn't as nice as the one before, and I laid it over on an angle, but it's pulling bad in the dough. And this straight razor, I hone it between each session, so it's very, very, very sharp. I like using it, and it's just pulling in the dough. But let's see what it looks like on the proofing. I always really push into the dough. I don't know if you can tell, but I mean, I bury my finger down in it. Still very, very, it's almost all the way out now. And if you could see, I don't know if you could see, but I mean, my finger is completely down in the dough. And it's coming up. Let's do one more. I think maybe you can see better from the side. I'm pushing in this dough. And it's coming up. So I'm going to bear it all and go ahead and score again. I'm going to try this one straight. Almost pulled it off the peel. Okay, see you in 30. Okay, the dough is starting to just grow into one another. They're growing very large. It's 7:04. They're just expanding. You can see here where they're touching one another, and I pulled it apart, but they're just really, they're getting weaker. So I push down. It's a little slower coming out now. That's a deep push. Yeah, they stuck together right there, so things don't always go as planned. Things hardly ever go as planned. Let's see how I'm gonna score this baby. Fair for as loose as it was, I think. Be back. Okay, 7:34 and another 30 minutes have transpired. We're definitely getting to overproofed. I'm starting to believe, I think I'm learning something, and I'm looking for people to say that's right or it's wrong. But the finger poke is a good test, but there comes a place where the dough just gets lax. The last dough didn't bloom as much as the others. The skin is weak. It's much more fragile now. I don't know if the poke's going to come out or not, but I think that with experience, there's something past the finger poke test. So let's see what it shows us when I push it. I'm pushing down into it. From what I understood is if it slowly comes out, that it's in pretty good shape. From the definition that I've been taught or I've read, this bread is not yet overproofed, but when I feel it, it feels weak. It feels like it's very fragile. I have to watch how I handle it. You can see the creases in the skin. You can see like the creases going out. And even though it's coming back, I mean, this one's out. This bread is overproofed right now. So the finger poke test is good, but I'm not sure it's the all in all. I mean, this bread is overproofed right now. So I'm gonna try to score it. It's a real treat to try to overscore bread, to score bread like this, but let's give it a shot. There won't be any angle on this one. And you can look down in there. You can see how the bread is falling in a little bit, and you can just tell this bread is done. It's overproofed. And to me, the finger poke test, from what I read, told me that it wasn't overproofed yet, to proof it longer. But what I'm seeing here, you can see the gluten strands and everything. This bread is overproofed. So if what I think I'm learning is true, this is very beneficial for me, and I hope for others. Okay, we're moving right along. This is definitely going to overproof. The last test, we had to wait. We had to skip the intervals because the overproof was just going too long. These doughs now, I mean, they're shot. It's just, if you can see this, look what we got here. There's nothing to it. Okay, let's see what the old finger poke does. Now this one is staying in. But I bet if I wait long enough, it'll come out. Of course, when I push this one in, then that one kind of wants to come out. Yeah, you can see we definitely got the overproof here. So let's see how much fun we can have with the rays on this one here. I hate to pull it. Okay, you can see here, you see what we got. That's done. That baby's done. Well, it's 8:34 and I've got to shout hallelujah. This is my last one. This is a time-consuming endeavor, but I knew I would see it through. And this bread here, we're talking overproofed. I mean, it's yeah, no, this one's gone. It's just, it's I could squish it with my hand. So we're gonna give it the finger poke. So anyway, the finger poke test. That baby's definitely overproofed. I mean, there's no question. In every example possible, I mean, the dough is just, it's shot, it's gone. And now I have the thrill of trying to pull a razor through it. There won't be any angle on this one. I mean, it's just, there's nothing to this bread. But that was what we wanted. That's goal accomplished. So thank God for that.